Despite not coming home with that championship win, the Hawkeyes are being recognized for their incredible tournament run.
So I know we'll have the champions come to the White House. We always do. So, we'll have LSU come. But you know what? I'm going to tell Joe, I think Iowa should come too, because they played such a good game. So, right? So winners and losers, that's sportsmanship. That's good sportsmanship.
We will see what happens. First Lady Jill Biden made that remark during a stop in Colorado today. And KCCI's Marcus McIntosh spotted her in the arena before the Iowa-Louisiana State game yesterday.
This is the real spiel. Now, prior to this, you might have been thinking that this old Democratic Party that y'all have down there in the good old United States of America is the party of the people of melanation. Well, it seems to be the party of just good old-fashioned sportsmanship. Dr. Jill? It's just good old-fashioned sportsmanship. Needless to say, I know Dr. Jill was out there just rooting that the best team won. I know she frequents Louisiana all the time. I'm sure she's out there in New Orleans eating herself, a belly full of Creole food and some bubblegum shrimp. I am sure she doesn't resonate more with the state of Iowa and that amazing Iowa women's team than she does with those good old-fashioned ghetto girls from Louisiana. I know that's not the case. You see, the thing about it, systemic racism is not overt racism. Can I say this again? I know some of y'all didn't like that sentence. Systemic racism is not overt conscious racism. Systemic racism actually maps itself out in the way you process. So, when a black team wins and you are rooting for the other white team, instead of saying, let's reward the team that is the black team, you start processing different concepts of sportsmanship, of fairness, of equity. All of a sudden, equity shows up and says, hey, let's just invite everyone. Let's just translate the concept of a winner and a loser. Let's just throw those things out the window because my team didn't win. So let's not call you guys winners. Let's just call everybody's winners. So institutionalized and systemic racism disqualifies excellence. You understand? It minimizes excellence and recategorizes excellence as irrelevance. So therefore, LSU and Iowa, in the eyes of Dr. Jill Biden, never needed a score clock, never needed to keep score, no referees needed to attend, because that game, according to her new level of sportsmanship, had no winner or loser. In fact, if Jill had her way, I'm sure she would split that national championship trophy right down the middle. Because don't both those teams deserve recognition? And so, when you say fairness, Dr. Biden, your fairness is not actually fairness. Because what your fairness has done is it has cast a white shadow on black excellence. And so excellence disappears in the midst of white equity. Championship just turns into sportsmanship. You see that? You stop being a champion in Joe Biden's methodology of achievement. When you are black and lose, you aren't anymore a champion. But when you are white and lose, the word championship is not evoked. Sportsmanship is evoked. And this again is not the intentionality of a conscious moral character. It is the subconscious reaction of institutionalized bias that allows you to not just let the individuals you've been conditioned to not root for win. You see, what Jill Biden did actually is the very definition of non-sportsmanship. Not being able to handle losing, not being able to say my side wasn't the best team. The ones that look like me weren't necessarily the ones that win. I have to identify winning in things outside of my catchment, inside of my demographic. And so good old Jill lets the old Hawkeyes come to the White House. And to the Iowa Hawkeyes, it would behoove you to reject that invitation. Because what you would be doing is you would be doing a true disservice to sportsmanship. Because a true sportsman says, I lost fair and square. A true sportsmanship said, this is your day. And if I would have maybe trained a little harder, if the constellations were lined up differently, I don't know, maybe it could have been mine, but today is your day. And I would be bereft of actual sportsmanship to actually take this opportunity and this platform and stand here. You know, when they go to the Olympics, they have the podiums. And third place, the bronze, and silver place, second, silver, and the gold medal. They all stand on different levels. And they raise that little national propaganda, those flags raise a little higher. And the thing is, when the United States of America, when their flag is raised to the top, oh, the American pride, the tears, the crying, the Star-Spangled Banner, the heartfelt unity of nationality is raised. Because when a black person wins for America, in the minds of an American white person, they won. Do you know that? But when a black person in America, who is an American, beats a white person in America, something in the heart of white America says we lost. Oxymoronic. That you can accept a win on an international stage, but you cannot accept a loss on a domestic stage. You cannot decipher the difference. And that, unfortunately, is the true crime. We don't have anything that we can do historically, because when you have conditioned a dog to bark, it's hard to teach it to shut up. And racism barks when they see and they hear that old whistle. It barks. So let's see what those old dogs do in Iowa. Hawkeyes, don't go to the White House. sit on back there and just put your feet up and say, those girls won. We're going to let them attend. Thank Dr. Biden for inviting you, but respectfully decline, and teach America a lesson that black excellence should have its moment in the sun, and that the podium that allows the winner to stand taller than the rest, that podium can also be ascended by black little girls from Louisiana. This is The Real Spiel. Del K. Brereton.